We're back with that landmark social media addiction trial that's happening right now in Los Angeles. A 20-year-old California woman called Kaylee in court and her mom have accused Meta and YouTube of creating addictive platforms that are harming children's mental health. During day 2 of opening statements yesterday, a lawyer for YouTube argued it is not a social media platform. He said it's designed for entertainment where people can learn new skills or get tutorials, not endlessly scroll. He also said that many of YouTube's features that the plaintiff describes as addictive can be turned off. Both YouTube and Meta have disputed all of the allegations against them. All right, NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris is here to break down the latest on this. Misty, good morning. This is a complicated one and one that I know every parent is paying attention to. I want to talk about the two defenses here. On Monday, Meta's legal team claimed that Kaylee's mental health struggles stemmed from abuse and bullying, not her Instagram habits. Yesterday, YouTube pointed to medical records, hundreds of mental health sessions, I should say, where YouTube was only mentioned once, and it was supposedly to help her fall asleep. Who do you think has the stronger case?
Well, it's the way this is all going to play out is that the plaintiff, so in this case, Kaylee, has the obligation to prove that if Meta and YouTube did something wrong. So if there was a breach of a duty, if this was an addictive app, that is actually what caused her mental health problems. And so that's why you see in these opening statements, the defense is going to be focused on breaking that chain of causation and essentially saying that these mental health issues were caused by other things in her life and cannot be legally tied back to her use of these platforms.
And it still brings up the question, though, of how much is too much and where does the responsibility lie? The head of Instagram is supposed to testify today. What do you think we'll hear from him?
So, again, this is going to be another focus that we heard in the opening statement. So one thing that you're going to hear is about the fact that this is third-party content that's being posted on these platforms. Now, there's a law that says these platforms cannot be held liable for what other people post. So you're going to hear a causation argument and some testimony relating to that about whether or not it is actually the algorithm of social media that caused this harm, or is it something that this individual person viewed? And again, with YouTube specifically, in opening statements, they made a unique argument from Meta, and they said, we're more like an entertainment platform. We're more like Netflix. People are watching this to learn how to cook, to learn how to sing, for all of these other entertainment purposes, not necessarily the same way as social media. So I think you're going to hear in the testimony today the witness trying to make those distinctions with respect to YouTube.
And a lot of parents I know might say, well, what about the YouTube Shorts? But that's a whole other thing.
Yes, well, interestingly enough, they said that there is actually a function to turn that off. So that's another area where you're going to hear testimony about what types of features exist on these platforms that allow for some control about content that an individual, especially a child, can actually watch. So you're going to hear a lot about the way that these apps are designed, the way that these platforms are designed.
So putting that back on mom and dad. Kaylee's lawyer said he's not going to make her testify. He's worried about her fragile mental state, but or rather, he will not make her listen to testimony, but she will testify. Excuse me. So how do you think that this will impact the case? Will it sway the jury?
I mean, this is going to be a really, really difficult case for the plaintiff here, who they're calling Kaylee, because she's going to have to basically sit through all of the mental health records that we heard alluded to in opening statements and discussions of all these traumas that have gone on in her life. So she's not going to be in the courtroom. But remember, this is a civil case. In a civil case, you do not have the ability to remain silent. You actually have to testify.
All right, Misty Marris, a lot to watch for today. Thank you so much.